Hello, everyone across the globe. Welcome back to Dr. Faustina Speaks, where we grow in purpose, discipline, and excellence. Today, we are tackling another uncomfortable career situation from our Choose Your Adventure series. You overpromised a deadline. Now you cannot deliver. What do you do? How do you recover professionally without looking incompetent? This is a very relatable story to young professionals' problem because it touches the ambition, the pressure, the credibility, and the fear of disappointing your boss. Some young professionals will say yes, oh, I can do it, I can deliver, to be a rock star, before even asking how exactly would that delivery be. How do you recover professionally when your ambition has put your credibility at risk? So let me start by asking this simple question. Have you ever said yes on delivering a task on a particular day when deep down you knew that that day would be a struggle? Let's look at this scenario. Your boss walks into the office, asks you, how long is it going to take the project to be ready? You scratch your head and said 2 weeks, right? When realistically, you know 2 weeks may not deliver that task. And your boss asks you, are you sure? And you nodded in affirmative to impress your boss. And your boss smiles, walk away. Of course, very impressed. Fast forward to today, the 2 weeks is fast approaching and the work isn't finished. And your credibility is suddenly on the line. So what do you do? Do you come clean and admit you messed up? Or you grind, work 18 hours a day to come to quietly meet the deadline and pretend nothing happened? What are you going to do? So it's a situation that hits the fear of failure and perfectionism. Some young professionals are terrified of looking incompetent, and so they overcommit and silently suffer. So let's break it down. Let's look at the psychology and the mistake. Why say yes to 2 weeks? You want to be the person to save the day, or you are afraid that if you say 4 weeks or more, the project will not be given to you? Or did you actually believe you can do it and just overly optimistic? Or you want to prove yourself? You put yourself in what I call Goldmine Triangle. That is pride, fear, and integrity. So how do you fix this? Here is the golden rule. The moment you know you are going to miss a deadline, you have to speak up immediately. And when you speak up, you need to come with solution to the issue at hand. Do not just walk in and say, hey, I'm stuck, I can't do it. No. You walk in and say to your boss, oh, I'm circling back on the timeline for the project, or I had some unexpected complexity that I didn't envisage, and you bring forth solutions, suggestions, or options of what can be done to ensure that the goal is achieved. So it's something you can have an engagement with your boss. Is there still need to have the full scope? And if we are going to have the full scope, can you request for more hands so that you get this over the line? If you are in the final stretch and you absolutely have to deliver something, you need to accept the mantra of done is better than perfect. So you need to figure out the must-haves, the stuff that are critical and can actually break if it's missing, and you deliver on that. There's also the buy time strategy, where you ask for review, briefing to validate scope or clarify requirements. This buys you more time without really admitting failure. But if you are truly can't make the deadline, you don't just have to go and own up that you have messed up. Let your boss understand the complexity that you cannot deliver, but that, hey, I'm 80% done. Do we really have to present the full scope? Or is there a way that we can present the 80% or buy more time to get the project complete? So this makes you look strategic and not incompetent. Okay, you're offering a solution, not a problem. I don't know if you see the psychological shift here, because you went from being the guy that has almost failed to someone that manages risk. You are giving your boss the control while you are leading even when things are going wrong. I want you to understand something. Missing one deadline does not automatically destroy your credibility, but how you respond to it matters. So here is the 4R framework, the 4R recovery framework that I'm giving to you today. Recognize, reassess, reset, and rebuild. So you have to recognize the mistake and don't pretend everything is fine when you already know you cannot deliver. Recognize the problem early, take responsibility, and acknowledge that the original commitment is no longer realistic. Reassess the situation, step back and understand the situation objectively. What have you been able to complete? What is outstanding? What's the cost of the delay? Or what resources do you need that you do not have? And more importantly, what is the realistic new date? Don't replace one unrealistic promise with another. Reset and have conversation with your boss, as I earlier said. Don't simply announce the problem, but bring forth a recovery plan. You are not making excuses or blaming anybody. You are only acknowledging your mistake and proposing a solution. Then the next thing is to rebuild. And that is the most important part. If you renegotiate a deadline, ensure you deliver. Don't miss the revised deadline again, because the problem will not be about your time management. It's becoming a credibility issue. And after the task is completed, I will advise that you look inwards and ask yourself, why did I overpromise in the first place? Am I trying to impress? Was I afraid to say no? Did I underestimate the complexity of the work? Or did I fail to consider my existing workload? Or is it a habit of saying yes before thinking through the consequences? You need to address the root cause so that you will not repeat the same mistake. So here is my reality check today. Ambition is an asset, but ambition without judgment can be more career limiting. Your boss does not need you to say yes to everything. So, what exactly are you committing to? When next you want to accept any commitment, ask yourself, what exactly are you committing to? What resources would you require? What can you realistically deliver along your existing responsibility? Thank you for listening, and that will be all I have for you today. But remember, it is better to negotiate a realistic deadline today than to apologize for an unrealistic promise tomorrow. Don't let the desire to impress today become the reason people doubt you tomorrow. All right, let me ask and be honest here. How many of you have secretly pulled an all-nighter to fix an overpromised deadline? Let us keep the conversation going at the comment section. This is Dr. Faustina Speaks, and I'm reminding you to grow in purpose, discipline, and excellence. See you in the next episode.